Sagittarius, welcome to your yearly reading here on the Astroflower. It's your birthday gift to you, from us to you, as it were. So we're going to be doing a year. We're going to be taking it over the seasons, your winter, your spring, your summer, and then your autumn. So in the way it works with the Astroflower, just in case you don't really know, it's a lot about rhythms. It's also a lot about elements and etc. And how that is affected by the energy that is around you. And the rhythm side in the last 3 months before your birthday is equivalent of your autumn period, regardless of whether you're born in the northern or southern hemisphere. It's all to do with your birth date. So the last 3 months before your birthday, the first month of the 3 months before your birthday, it's more of a case of we tend to get general reflections of how the last year's been going and everything like that, and what we could have done and what we couldn't have done. And that sort of, just opens the door to that sort of reflection in the third month before your birthday. And then in the second month before your birthday, it tends to be reflecting about sort of the physical world, sort of job, projects, businesses, physical well-being, that sort of thing, and sort of working out what we didn't do last year, what we'd like to do in the coming year, what we'd like to stop, and everything like that. And within the last month, it's much more emotionally driven. So it tends to be about relationships, about sort of our well-being, our spiritual path, as we lead up to our birthday. This helps us to get us a good plan for the coming year that we can vaguely stick to. Life is not a straight path, is it? And I think we all know that. And we have to take the ebbs and flows into account when we're dealing with energy. So, once we have a vague plan, it keeps you, even if we get slightly pulled off, it keeps us, keeps in one eye on where we're supposed to be going and what we're supposed to be achieving this year. So, that should have been the sort of thing that's running through you. If your birthday is at the end of Sagittarian season, then you've still got that month there to deal with the emotional sides. And just, even if you're having your birthday in the first week, just take out a few days to just assess that sort of situation, the physical side, the emotional side of life, what you could have done, what you couldn't have done. There's no whipping going on here. Life is difficult enough as it is. You don't have to add to it. And just working out as well what you'd like to do in the coming year. So let me just introduce to you the Astroflower. It is, here it comes, there it is. It's a beautiful system that I've developed over 30 years of working with healings and seeing auras and seeing how it exchanges. And I wanted a simple system that people can use in order to get the best out of life. So I created what is called, now we call the Astroflower. So welcome to it. If you're not subscribed, oh yeah, by the way, I wanted to do a live. So anything on that you've got in the way of questions concerning this reading, you can ask them on a live reading. If I get enough people commenting in the comments below, and you've got to be subscribed in order to ask a question. If you can, if you want to see that, if you want to be part of that, please put a comment in the description by saying, I'd love a live. I'd love a live. And if there's enough people, then, I will be confirming that on the community page. So then you can be part of it and you can ask questions about anything that happens within this reading. I can only reserve it sort of one question per person, as it were. So it doesn't turn into a one personal reading, as it were. But yeah, so if you want to be part of that, just leave a comment in the on this video saying love alive, and we will be doing that. Okay, let's just start off with the overall energies here in the middle. The Fool. I think 2023 for you, well actually it's 2022, because your year starts on your birthday. It's your new year. And that's a whole new cycle for you. It's got nothing to do with the 1st of January. That's a load of tosh. That's administration and religious things. It doesn't work like that. Energy doesn't work like that. It starts off at the starting point of the circulation. And I would say 2022 for you was difficult. I think it might have felt like you were boxing in a paper bag. There was you're making contact, but then there's nothing to really push into, as it were. And I think this year here, is a way of sort of stopping that sort of that boxing match in a way, and start actually exploring life. This is what I think is coming through for you, and I think it is going to take a bit of a leap of faith. I think it's going to take, it's like something new is coming around the corner, and it's going to need you to believe not only in yourself, but also in life itself. And I think this will be really beneficial to you. Yeah, it's a leap of faith. The thing is with this leap of faith here, and that fool is gladly just going along the road, not really paying attention, just singing and dancing as he goes. And that's the sort of attitude you should have. Then you've got this little dog here next to it. So, and that's all to do with energy. And energy is, or the universe is trying to encourage you to take that leap of faith. And as you go forward with that song in your heart, if you go forward with that song in that heart, I think you will land on your feet, no worries. Okay, what's the karmic mission on your relationship side? Yeah, you have the Queen of Wands. This is very much, I would put this in the Sagittarian era, because it's like, it is a card of fire. And the funny thing is these two here have got the same sort of thing. They've both got this one baton, as it were, and it seems to be the thing that's carrying them or driving them on through life. With the Queen of Wands, there's a lot of magic about it as well, and this is where we get the yin-yang factor. So in the Fool, you've got the little dog there, the white little dog, and on this one here, you get the black cat. So I think you've got both sides of energy here, which is playing good to you. I think you've got the yin-yang factor of energy. It's really balanced. It's really, it's not stressful, which you might have encountered in the last year. But it's also about getting out there and exploring the passions of your relationships, of how, what relationships you want to be in, what do you want to experience, what sort of emotions do you want to play with within your life. And I mean play in a nice way, to explore basically. So let's just see what's going on for the first month here. You get the High Priestess. For the first 3 months here, this is going from, obviously, from the 21st of December through to the 21st of March. This is equivalent of your winter period. Now, your winter period, if you look at trees, they don't seem like they're growing during the winter. They've lost all their leaves and they're not doing anything, but they're actually doing a huge amount. And this is why the sap in a tree during the autumn period goes from the branches and goes back down into the roots, because the next growing process of the tree is during the winter period. It grows a lot of its roots during that period in order to support the new growth of branches in the next summer period. And this here is everything that is unforeseen under the, that's under the ground, that's happening under the surface. And it seems to be a lot where you have, you'll be exploring those sort of avenues. And I almost think it's exploring in a very physical way. It's not just exploring the ideas of, the ideas of magic, the ideas of intuition and stuff like that. Although that is the major part of it, it's actually sort of seeing how that translates into everyday life. So let's just put that into a relationship sort of scenario. You're in a relationship, and it's what was it in Ricky Gervais series, and they sort of said to know that someone loves you, it's like if you drop someone and they pick it up for you. And it was a female, testing a male. There's different ways of males test females in a way, and it's a general sort of thing. It's a natural sort of thing. It's part of the animal sort of kingdom, as it were. And it's, if the person picks it up, then they've got sincere gratitude for you, or they're concerned about you and stuff like that. And I think that's what you're learning here. I think you're testing out a lot of things here with the High Priestess, and it is a bit of that magical aspect of life that is playing in you, really, more than anything else. Let's just see what goes on in your spring period. So in your spring period, sorry. That goes from the 21st of March through to the 21st of July. roughly around that sort of period here. Decisions, decisions, decisions. I think after this, after the learning process that you seem to be going through here, exploring your emotions, exploring the idea of being out there, being involved, being sociable, connecting with people, I think you're starting to see the results by March. March and April here is a time to choose the things, the relationships that are working for you, that you've explored, that you are looking to take further, forward. But it's also on that, as I said earlier on, it's very much on the physical level. It's very much on the physical level, and it is tying in two things. The Two of Pentacles as well is all about revealing one side of life that is unforeseen, and it could well be sort of things come to the surface at that point there, which make you totally understand the situation. And once you do, then you can then really start making the decisions in what relationships you want to go a lot further. In your summer period, now your summer period here goes from the 21st of June through to the 21st of September. It's pretty much that, because your birthday period, I'm taking the end of your birthday period, obviously, which goes up to the solstice of winter solstice or summer solstice, depending on whether you're southern or northern hemisphere, on the 21st of December. But so here is your summer period, and you get the Six of Swords. I think this is where what you've done and explored and understood and seen that is what is hidden, and made those decisions to engage with a certain relationships that are working for you. And this could well be as much collective relationships as much as individual relationships, like family and friends and so forth. Because after that, it's like you're taking those experiences, which is those Five of Swords there, which is, Five of Swords is walking away from choppy lands, walking away from complicated situations. This is what you're doing here by making that choice. It's everything, the choices that you're making during the 21st of March and the 21st of June are now starting to motor you towards a direction which is much more calmer waters, much more joyous place to be, basically, within your life. I think you are the biggest help to yourself. Yes, I do believe that your guides are helping you out here. I think everybody's on the same page. This is where you get the yin and the yang factor of the energy coming through. I do believe that the energy is helping you through. I think they're recognizing the good work that you've done. And it's going to make it easier for you to head towards places which is a lot better. And then in your autumn period, you get the moon. So as I just explained at the beginning about the autumn period, the last 3 months of the autumn period, this ties into that as well. It's bringing everything that you've learned this first year, or this year as it were, this coming year, and it's bringing a lot of things to the surface that you may not have seen for a long time. I almost feel like the Two of Pentacles here, and you've got the Two of Cups at the bottom of the pack there. I just thought I'd say, that Two of Pentacles, that revealing of certain things in your life is now making you, it feels like here, but in autumn period, you're going to get a lot of understanding, a lot of realization of what's happened to you over the past sort of 2 or 3 years, that you're getting clarity on the situation. There you go. There is judgments that's involved in it. And some of them could be about sort of, could be about sort of how people have treated you and etc. And karmic sort of wins in a way, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't focus too much on that. I would focus on you more than anything and your future, and that's what seems to be coming out of the top there for you. And it's bringing a lot of things to the surface, a lot of understanding and a lot of realizations. let's just see what's going on in your material, your job, and your business and your projects. Okay, so here you get the Seven of Swords. Your coming year, and this is all part of that full journey as well. This coming year, you are going to be playing smarter. Well, you're going to be working smarter rather than harder. I think that's the main thing that comes out of this. You have understood a great deal, and you know, sometimes life, being rich in life. There was a funny thing, you know, I saw an interview with an old Pakistani cricket captain called Imran Khan. Excuse me. Who later became the Prime Minister, I think, of Pakistan. And then he might have ended up in prison. You know what I mean? It's a political world, not my world. But anyway, I was listening to his interview, and the journalist asked him, sort of said, well, what's it like to be part of a really, really rich family? Because he comes from a very rich family in a country that has a lot of poverty. And he said, the first things first, let's define things as they really are. My family is not rich. My family is fortunate. They have a fortune. And I think this ties up the idea of playing smart, or working smarter rather than working harder. And realizing that you have a lot of fortunes coming your way, but these fortunes are not necessarily based upon money. It also could be like a job that covers all your costs beautifully. You don't really make huge amounts of money. You can't go sort of like traveling around the world on holiday in private jets. But at the same time, it leaves you a lot of space to live life and explore all the projects that you could possibly want to do. It may not be the ideal job for you, but it's creating that space so you can explore the idea of opening up a business, which then takes you on to another level. If you're very happy within your work, it could be a case of sort of saying, there's a, look at that, what just wants to come out. Wheel of Fortune and the World card, so fortunate cycle for you. And this is what, okay, so, you might have a business, or you might have a really good job, and you're really chuffed with your position. And it could be a case here of sort of saying, okay, well, if I work smarter rather than harder, I can increase, or I can get promotions in my job, or I can increase my business share, and etc. But without working harder, and qualifying a lot of time for me as well, so I can explore life. And I think there's a real sort of work play ethic that's going on. And obviously, if you're doing a job that you absolutely adore, you know as well as I do, you don't work anymore. It's not work. And that's what I think is coming to you, playing smarter, basically. In the first 3 months, so this is going from the 21st of December through to the 21st of March, you've got this Justice card. I think there's things that come to pass that gives you reason. It also may be a case that for some of you, you might have had court cases that you're going to win and stuff like that. That's what it seems to be like. But also, I think if you're looking at your job or your business or your projects, you're finding in this first 3 months a just balance within it. And then basically that's the starting process to opening up to working smarter rather than harder. And I think you get a lot of feedback. I think here is like, you seem to be winning through just causes or just actions that you have done, that you have been just in the way you are doing your actions, basically. I think that's in the first 3 months. I think you're going to get a lot of small victories, may even be one big one as well. But I get more of a feeling of constant victories, if you know what I mean. Constant things that are playing in your favour. Just need to check whether, I thought I dropped a card there for a minute. No, sorry. So I think there's a lot of things that's playing in your favour. In the next 3 months after that, so this is going from the 21st of March through to the 21st of June, you get the Page of Cups. I think with this justice and these things that are coming to a head, that it's giving you validity within your job or within your business or whatever, this is the months where you are allowed to start dreaming about the possibilities. Start thinking about something bigger, taking it to the next level. As I said, this is a starting point, I think, which brings in the clarity and the justice within your life. Once it brings it in, that's when you can then start sort of saying, okay, well, I'm ready to believe in the rest now. I'm ready to go take this much, much further. Much, much further within life. And you're starting to realize that lots of things are possible. And as I say, it doesn't necessarily mean financial rewards. They will be part of it. That will be part of it. But at the same time, I think it's more a case of satisfying, because you've got this work smarter than harder sort of scenario. That's the learning curve of this year. And it's a bit of a leap of faith, that is true. But it's allowing you, it's giving you that space to believe again. And this is what comes out in your summer period. I think this ties in nicely with your relationship side, because you've got this the Six of Swords in the same position on the relationship side. And I think it's almost as if like your relationships are really working and you're allowing them just to carry on their own momentum, because you're concentrating on your job, your business and your projects. And this is where that cup that you're dreaming about in those 3 months between March and June, between June and September, this is where the offerings really start coming in, where you feel it's really an offering towards your heart more than anything else. Real big offerings. This is why I think you can earn big as well, and recognition as well more than anything else, which is really, really nice. The Three of Swords just jumped out there. I wasn't ready for it, so I wasn't going to take it anyway, but there's a little caveat sort of warning there of just sort of kind of going, realise that you do have to follow your path. And that might mean saying goodbye to something in order to say hello to something. And, there's a little bit of that, but I don't think it's a major thing you're letting go of here. And I don't think it's, I don't think the weight of that it will carry is going to affect you heavily. So let's just have a look, see what's going on with that. Get the Ace of Swords. This is your autumn period. So this brings us from sort of September through to your birthday season, basically. And here you have victories. With this offering that comes in, look at that. That's what's happening in your financial world. In your jobs and your business. There's a lot coming through in the second 6 months of the year, which are going to make you feel like you're just winning everything. You're just really winning everything here, Sagittarius. Absolutely mind-blowing. Really, really good. Let's just see. Before we go, we're going to clarify with the Light Seers card. But in the meantime, I just want to see how, like, the universe or energy is influencing this 2 years that you're going through here, this year that you're going through, both on your relationship side and on your financial side. So I just want to see what the clarification is here. On your relationship side, there's the Eight of Swords. I think there's massive understandings here on your relationship side. A massive realization of what's going on for you in your life, basically. And a lot of message, a lot of communication as well. And I think this is where it ties into the moon thing. I think there's also a lot of communication that comes in that gives you reason and that gives you clarity within your life. Within your financial side, you get the Page of Wands. Yeah, I think with the Page of Wands, this is exploring your passions. And this is where it comes out in here. So with this justice sort of situation and these little victories or these little confirmations that are constantly coming in the first 3 months between December and March, I think that's going to build your passions up where you can start playing with it, because you've got 2 pages on this side, and the pages is all about sort of opening doorways or learning or creating a pathway for you to follow, basically. So absolutely beautiful fiery energy that's being played into your life at the moment. Absolutely lovely. Really, really nice. Yes, let's do a bit of clarification with the lights here. I wanted to say, don't forget, if you do want to ask questions on any of these petals or any of these cards or any specific thing and you want to be part of a live that I want to do on this channel, please put in the comments down below. Love a live, and if we get enough people, you will get notification of when it happens. It'll probably be happening or maybe on Sunday night or something like that. We'll see. But it depends on how many people we get in the comments down below. But it'd be lovely, where I can answer some of your questions. It'd be really nice. Let's just get a bit of clarification on what's going on here. With the Fool, you've got the King of Wands. Just checking, making sure it wasn't the Emperor. The King of Wands, whatever it is, if you go forth with this sort of happy-go-lucky singing and dancing about life and enjoying life, and I think that ties in beautifully with the pages of Page of Cups, and it's also on your karmic path on your relationship side, you are going to own it. I think you're going to fall on your feet really, really well, actually, Sagittarius. You've now got the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. It's a very good possibility that your karmic mission is to meet someone this year who really fits the bill, basically, for you. That really fits the bill for you. Let's see what that karmic message is all about. Six of Pentacles. What do I say about sort of like, that knocking a fork on the floor and the other person picking it up for you, and then showing that the fact that they're a concerned and caring person about you, and this is what this is all about, is learning that sort of ideal that, you're also allowed to have love and dutiful care in a relationship as much as you're allowed to give it. And that's what it seems to be playing through for you. And you've got to remember that in a relationship, it is a two-way street, and it goes both ways. And yes, you do need the feedback as well. And I think you've got to learn about this. With the High Priestess, you get the Two of Swords. This leads up to that Two of Pentacles that I was saying between sort of March and June. In the winter period here, you're learning a lot. You're exploring with your intuition with that High Priestess. And that's what it goes forward. And so with this High Priestess, you're getting a decision that you need to make, basically. A major decision that you need to make in regards to the way in which you engage in the relationships that are around you. And I think it's going to be very, very beneficial for you. I think you're going to come out of this like that, and it will turn you into a leader of your own path, the owner of your destiny, basically. And you'll be choosing this between the 21st of March and the 21st of June, basically. Let's just see what's going on with there. You get the Page of Swords. We've now pretty much got all the pages out on the deck here at the moment, which is really nice. This is this is so great. This is the Page of Swords, right? It's putting those bright ideas, those aha moments into reality, putting them down on paper and putting it into reality, plucking it out of the ether with the High Priestess card, making those decisions and converting them into the physical world. That's what the Page of Swords is doing for you here. And with that clarity, then you can make the decisions and move forward and move on from 2022 fully and utterly. With the Six of Swords, you get the Four of Pentacles, I think within this relationship that seems to be blossoming here, but it seems to be, it's a slow growth relationship. It takes time. I don't think either of you recognize the goodness of your relationships you have for a bit of time before it actually starts happening. And even though you may even head into a relationship with someone, with the Six of Swords, you get the Four of Pentacles, and it's, are you holding on to something too tightly? Could well be. But I think it's more of a case here, for most people, and this is where you could be holding on too tightly, is that once bitten, twice shy in a way. And you're being very calm, collective about how you engage in the relationships. You don't want to rock your boat here. You don't want to devastate it. You don't want to, you don't want to do too much. You just want to be able to just allow it to keep flowing through, and time will tell. And it's, being very cautious about your emotions, I think, is very wise for you, because there's a lot going on. I think there's going to be a lot going on in your physical world. With the Moon card, you get the Three of Cups. The realization of, of taking it slow, taking it easy, being reassured about your emotions within the relationships that you're choosing to invest in. The things that come to the surface at the end is very, very sociable. You're feeling a lot more at ease to actually say things without being without being judged or excuse me, without being judged. But it also gives a clarity of the past of who you were and how you got taken for a ride maybe in relationships in the past, or how you didn't play it perfectly. There's a lot of things coming to the surface here. But now it frees you up because you now know. And then that's when the socialing side really starts kicking in for you. And it really starts, this is when you get that sensation of owning it. In the beginning part of the year, you're owning it in a very physical way. And by the end of the year, you're owning it in a very light-hearted, sociable way, where the Fool comes out into its full splendor within your life. Okay? Oof. It's quite a year for you. There is no doubt about it. On your relationship side, it is really quite a year for you. I think it's very concrete. And it's very reassuring, and it's something that lasts. It's not just a flash in the pan here. This is something that you and another person or other people are building on, or honestly building upon it, and it's beautiful growth, beautiful growth. On your financial side, you get the Four of Cups, distilling those Three of Cups into that one cup, which is just up here on this one here, which is the offering that comes through. It's also on this card here, where you get the start believing in it all again. And this is the starting process of learning how to work smarter rather than harder. And this is where you're doing this. You're looking to the past and sort of saying, I've missed these opportunities. I'm a bit disappointed in the past, but all of a sudden you're going to realize all those disappointments are there to actually help you to work smarter. And it's going to do these sort of clicks that go tick, 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 tick. And they start in this first month, I think, with the Justice card. Let's just see what comes out with the Justice card. You get the Five of Pentacles. You win some, you lose some. There is a degree here, in order to advance in the world, you do need to let go of something. And I think that's possibly what happens here. And that's what gives you that clarity. Something that you're, that's coming to an end. And I think it's also, that's just one part of it. And I think that's on the physical front. So, Although you might be, let's say you're going to court, you might win on 3 counts and lose on 1. But what is signifying here with that justice card there is the end of that. The end of your weaknesses being exposed within the world around you. It's the end of you not being the strongest and the purest example of who you are. But it's the end of that. So then that can allow you to start exploring your passions and opening up the pathway of believing again. And I think there's an episode that comes to an end here, which is really good for you. And I think it's a good thing that it comes to an end, whichever way. Because all of a sudden, it does free you up. With the page of... I said the 2 of Cups wanted to come out, didn't I? With the page of Cups, you get the 2 of Cups. This is you combining... Once you start believing in it, and this is where the energy comes into play. Once you start sort of like kind of realizing that life could be amazing. You know, I could be doing this, I could be doing that, I could be doing... There's loads of things I could be doing that really stimulate me. You know, how do I go about it? The moment you start doing that, that's when you get in alignment with your higher self. And I think, you know, 21st of March through to the 21st of June is a real month of, wow, look at that. It's like almost like a kid in a way. You're feeling that kiddish sort of energy that's sort of coming to the fore, coming to the surface, and getting you in line with who you are, your spirit, and saying goodbye to all of the last things over the last year, which is going to make you work smarter rather than harder, without a doubt. With the Ace of Cups, you get the 9 of Wands. As I said, I think there's something you've got to walk away from to walk towards, you know, something you've got to say goodbye to say hello to. And saying hello to this, I almost feel like it's kind of going, okay, this time it's going to work. This time we're going to do it. This is the time I'm going to do it. This is the time I'm going to allow my heart to dictate where I go. This is the time where I'm going to make life, I'm going to enjoy with life, and I'm going to make life work as well for me as much as I work for life. And it's a beautiful sensation here. And these beautiful healthy boundaries. But it's the start of a journey again. She's got that 1 wand. She's off and running. Like that page of wands there that's sort of coming, the influence that is coming in from the universe. Yes, you know what not to do. That is those healthy boundaries. But you've got to still go ahead and live life. And that's what the 9 of Wands is all about. You're going off on that journey. With the Ace of Swords, you get the 8 of Wands. This victory coming from your heart. So this is when you get the new job offer. This is when you also, this is going between September and your birthday season, basically. This is where you get job offers, or your business really starts taking off, or your projects really starts motoring on. And that gives you this focal point here. But it's a lot of information that comes through, a lot of communication. The 9 of Wands is built upon the 8 of Wands. All that 9 of Wands behind it is all that information. And I think that information of how you've done things wrongly in the past is now, with victory, being converted into, now I can really explore my ideals of how things should be. And I could really impose myself upon my life. You know, rather than kind of going, yeah, I'm not going to do that, because if I do that, then I'll have this problem with this boss and that boss. I'm not going to push this. Okay, and now you're comfortable in the position that you are. And then in those 3 months that are leading up to your birthday, it's kind of going, this is all the information that's coming through in autumn. And this is where you're kind of going, well, actually, if I did it like this, I'm not going to affect this person. And ideally, this will then allow me to work even less. but still get the good results. And enjoying that whole sort of scenario of learning about the last year going into your new year. And it sets off a beautiful autumn period, which leads into your birthday season, when 24 or 23 it will be for you then, but you know, for the following year, you're going to be able to take everything to a whole new level by the looks of things. I'm going to put just a couple of cards just to sort of see what the following, how that leads out of that into the following year. Reaching for the stars. Absolutely brilliant. And the Ten of Pentacles. As I said, I think this year for you is putting a lot of things in place which is going to ascend you to much greater heights in the future. And you're going to be so chuffed with it. You're going to be absolutely chuffed to bits. Really good. There you go, Sagittarius. If you want to see if you want to be part of the live, don't forget to leave a comment saying love alive. But also you need to be subscribed in order to do that. If you like that, then I'll put it in place and you'll get notifications through the community page. In the meantime, I'll see you for your weeklies as well. Yours comes out on Saturday on this channel, so I will see you there on Saturday for your weekly readings, and you've got your monthly readings coming out next week as well, which takes into a little bit these sort of cards here. Okay, yeah, I will see you soon. In the meantime, happy birthday, and don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.